Welcome back, everyone. We're celebrating VISTE and Digital Learning Day today. I'm Karen Richardson. I'm the Executive Director of the Virginia Society for Technology and Education. And one of my greatest joys in life, at least in the last year or two, has been being able to feature some of the students across the Commonwealth. We have a student showcase at the annual conference, and this year for Digital Learning Day, in addition to hanging out with the grown-ups, we've also decided that it would be fun to hang out with some kids and find out from our students how technology is being used in their school, how it impacts their learning, as well as some of the things they're doing outside of school. So I am very excited to welcome a group of students from Hanover County. A big shout out to Tamara Letter, who's involved in VISTE at our conference, who was able to pull the kids together. There she is. And so I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell us your first name, your grade, and then talk a little bit about the kinds of things you're doing with technology in school.
My name is Maya, and I'm in 4th grade. My name is Maya, and I'm in 4th grade, and we're making projects in school about where we live and things about the coastal plain region on Google Docs.
Nice. Go ahead.
My name is Noah, and I am in 4th grade, and we are doing something in school with Google Docs, and what we're doing on it is we're going online and we're figuring stuff out, and then we're putting it onto our stuff.
I'm Cameron, and in our math class we are doing Smart Notebook, where you can make problems.
Okay, great. So we just had one of our next groups join us here, but Jennifer, I just went ahead and muted you while we chat with our folks from Hanover. So welcome aboard. Say again what you were saying about what you were doing in your math class.
We do Smart Notebook, where you can make all of you can make math problems, and you can search pictures to go with the math problems. Like, you can get boxes to group, like teddy bears.
Neat. That's nice. So talk a little bit about Google Docs, I heard. So are you collaborating with other students on your Google Docs?
Yes, ma'am.
And talk a little bit about how that works. What kind of things are you doing together in your Google Docs?
Well, the people in the Piedmont are usually.
They're in the Valley and Ridge.
The people in the Valley and Ridge region are what they're doing. They're saying stuff about the Valley and Ridge, and then we're saying stuff about the coastal plain, and then we're going to exchange projects, and we're going to see fun facts about the Valley and Ridge and what it's happening and stuff, and they're going to see about us.
So you're not just collaborating with students in Hanover County, you're collaborating with students across the state. And has that helped your understanding of what the state looks like?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you taking pictures as well to share?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. So you all are just in 4th grade, and that puts you right at what some people like to call digital natives. Do you remember life without computers or cell phones?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten, and then you started getting into the technology. So what were your first digital technologies that you used once you graduated to 1st grade?
I think it was an iPad. Yeah, I'm just an iPad. Like iPad.
I think mine was on the computer.
And what kind of things were you doing with the iPads? They're popular in schools.
We were playing math. We were playing math games.
Oh, okay.
And we were like ABC Mouse Pack.
Oh, okay, good. So you were playing learning kind of games with them. So I would guess you don't have a lot of memories of what life was like without technology.
Not really.
We have met the digital native generation, haven't we? That's great. Okay, and I see our next group is coming in as well. Tyler, I'm just going to mute you real quick. But we have lots of people in this room. Very exciting. So you talked a little bit about projects. Do you have a favorite project that you've done so far in school? And it doesn't have to be this year. It could have been last year, too.
Our Egypt project. Our Egypt project that we did in 2nd grade.
And why is that your favorite? Because you just plugged right in there with Egypt.
Because when we did our project, we had different selections, and what I selected was to make an Egypt food. And when I made the Egypt food, what I did was I went online and I looked up the ingredients, and I took my mom to get them, and it was just really fun.
And what kind of food did you make?
Cookies.
Oh, nice. So you used the internet to find the recipe, but then you made the recipe yourself. I do that a lot. That's a real world skill, to look up recipes on the internet and then cook them. Were the cookies good?
They're really good.
All right. So what about the other two? I see them nodding. Favorite projects that you've done? Technology projects?
Notebook. Because I like math. Math is my favorite subject.
Great.
And I like math because it's really fun and pretty easy to make. And you get to make pretty much any math problem you want in Smart Notebook because our teachers are really nice. All of our teachers here are really nice.
Yay, good. Yeah, I have a special place in my heart for Hanover County as well. Okay, good. So, and our other joiner, what a favorite project?
My favorite project is probably the one we're doing right now about the coastal plain region on Google Slides.
And why is it your favorite?
When you get to write about where you live, it's actually kind of fun and learn more about it because you get to look online and also see things to write into Google Docs, which also helps you learn more about it too.
So it sounds like you're sort of using multiple technologies when you work on a project. You use the internet for some research, you're using Google Docs to do your writing and sharing, and then you're using Google Slides to do your presentation. Did I get that right?
Yes.
So you are multitasking with technology and sort of mashing things up. That's very exciting. So we're broadcasting this live, as you know, and we are going to archive it. So with the few minutes that we have left here, what do you want to say to grown-ups about technology? You know, we can sometimes be worriers. We worry about you having too much screen time, or we worry about you getting in trouble on the internet, or those sorts of things. But in terms of technology and your learning especially, what do you have to say to us? What can we do to make it better?
Definitely you could, what is it? How would you say it? That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, to use color printers in school.
You want to be able to print things in color?
At school, yeah.
Oh, okay. How come?
Usually when papers are always black and white, and like if you want to print out a picture to use for like a project at school, you would like to use color in it.
So like making a poster or something, you'd like to have color printing. Oh, okay. I like that. What else?
And then what I like is if you need to look up something for like a project at school, you can have like an iPad in your desk or right next to you, and then you could have it on the website, and it doesn't just automatically shut off, and there doesn't have to be a battery.
Okay, you know, I've been pushing for wireless electricity for a really long time, so that I wouldn't have to have the battery or worry about things going out. So maybe you could invent wireless electricity for us so that we don't have to worry about it. But your idea, so you don't have a device with you all the time, and you feel like you could use one. Okay, great, and particularly one that's battery doesn't die. I know that feeling. All right. And what else? What else do you want me to tell the grown-ups in the world about technology in school?
I think that it needs to be to where when you X out of something, it doesn't clear it out all the way to where you can get back to it. Because say you accidentally X out of this really important tab that you actually needed. You have to go. You have to remember what tab you were on. You have to remember what it was, and it was. You just have to do it all over again. I think that it should like save the tabs somewhere, and then you can get rid of them completely. And it asks, do you want to completely get rid of this tab and never show it again?
Like,
and then you can say yes or no.
like, oh, like, kind of like where you can go to like a history button of like stuff that you've already been on, and you can click it, and that'll bring you back to your tab.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I end up having like 25 tabs open at the end of the day. I know I have a history in my browser, but the history doesn't always seem to save the things that I wanted them to necessarily. So I'm with you about that being able. It'd be great at the end of the day if I could just say save all my tabs and dump those out somewhere. Maybe somebody else knows how we could do that, but. So what else? Anything else you want to tell us? You really are the future, and I think the last question I sent along to you was, what do you want to see in the future? So I heard one thing: color printers. I want a device with me all the time. Anything else?
Maybe I forgot.
Something like just for searching. No games, it's just for searching. And then it can be like an iPad, and then instead of having apps, you can have links instead of apps, links. So then you can click on a link and it can get you to that link fast.
But I'm interested in your comment that it doesn't have any games. So I know when I sit down with my iPad, I'll read books on my iPad, but I get a couple paragraphs in and then I think, oh, I wonder if my sister played her Words with Friends word yet. And so I end up going out and looking at that. So is that what you're sort of talking about? A device that doesn't have any distractions?
Yeah. Or it can have like learning games.
Uh-huh.
It's not like Minecraft and all that stuff that would get distraction. That would be a distraction before you do like your homework.
I have a hard time because sometimes I get on my iPad, and for homework sometimes I have to get on, and sometimes when I'm like, oh, I really want to play this game though, but it's a distraction, and then my mom's like, just act like it's not even there.
I love that. Maybe they can fix it so that when you're done with your homework, then it unlocks the games for you or unlocks the other things. Maybe that could be the app that you develop, the anti-distraction app, because I think grown-ups suffer from that as well. All right, so anything else? We really appreciate you sharing with us today. Anything else you want to tell us about life in 4th grade and technology? Well, you all were awesome, and I really appreciate you coming in to share with us today. Oh, I do have one more because I have one more minute. So you mentioned Minecraft. Are you big Minecrafters?
Yes,
Yeah, everybody's shaking their head. I have to say I have become a big Minecrafter as well in my world. So we're excited that you're involved in that, and Visty's been doing a lot in Minecraft. I built my first roller coaster, and it goes around and around, and it's very exciting. So even grown-ups can enjoy Minecraft as they were. Well, thank you so much for joining us. A big shout out to Mrs. Lutter, who's back there. Tamara, thanks for bringing them in for us. We really appreciate that. And we are going to move on to our next group. And let me just check my list here. I've got Jennifer Hendrick from Frederick County with some Admiral Byrd Middle School students. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Let's see. So can you unmute yourselves? Because I can't seem to unmute you. There you go. Oh, perfect. Great. All right, great. All right. So welcome, everyone. And we're heading into our second group here. I'm so excited that you came to celebrate Digital Learning Day with us. I'm Karen Richardson. I'm the Executive Director of VISTE. And I know I am looking at 3 students from Admiral Byrd Middle School. So why don't you all go ahead and tell us your first names and what grade you're in. And then I do have a couple questions for you, but as you heard from the other group, we're just really interested in hearing about what you're doing with technology, some of the favorite things that you've done with technology, and then also what you do with technology out of school. So why don't we start with introductions, first name and your grade. Ladies first.
I'm Natalie, and I'm in 6th grade.
Natalie, 6th grade.
I'm Gabriel, and I'm in 7th grade.
Gabriel in 7th grade, and
Daniel and I am also in 7th grade.
Daniel, did you say?
Camden.
Camden. And you guys could be a little louder, maybe use your outdoor voices a little bit, because I know you're around one computer. So let's start by just talking about how technology helps you in your studies in school.
Okay. Well, okay. I feel like everything that the whole district has done for us to enhance our education is really paying off because I am getting better grades. I'm securing the grades I want, and they're really neat because I'm looking for opportunities in my life, so career, and Anyway, I mean, it's making it so easy for us to have these grades in our reach. So it has immensely changed and redefined how I study, how things work in there.
Great.
I really think that technology has changed the school program entirely because used to be you had to go to the library to look up a book to read and find out information on it. You used to have to write down the information, copy it. You had to make scribble it out if you need to, make a new one, make a note here and there. But then when the Chromebooks came, it's like became a new era of technology for us because we easily just open up our screen, type in what we needed, instantly get it, and not have to move from our spot to go anywhere. It was extremely behind different websites, I guess you could say, to get our information that we need.
Great.
Also, writing papers for English, so we don't have to use hand crayons again. Those hurt, and writing papers that are 5 paragraphs take forever, and now it doesn't take as long. It takes seconds faster, and it doesn't use up the erase button.
Yeah. So you are, our last script was from 4th grade. So once you've gotten to 6th grade, you are old enough to sort of remember the time when you didn't have that technology with you all the time. So you made a comment about what Frederick County's done. So do you each have a Chromebook with you all day?
Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah.
And then do you take it home at night?
Yes, we do.
Wow, and you have internet access at home.
Yeah, and it's made it very easy to catch up on projects that we missed.
Right, so you really can keep up with what's going on. So what are some of the tools your teachers are using to help you collaborate that way?
I think that Google Docs and Google Slides is a key factor in how we work in the classroom environment. We are able to make beautiful presentations in half the time that it would take in, let's say, Microsoft PowerPoint or just doing it pen to paper. I feel like we could make better presentations, like I said, in half the time, and we can collaborate on it with fellow peers, therefore making it easier to get the, like I said, better grade.
Yeah, great. So, go ahead.
Apps and games that they've given us are really helpful because one of my favorite games to play that is really helpful to do math is called Prodigy. And basically what you do in the game is that you run around, try your quests, get your loot and everything while you're doing math. And so it really programs your brain to get used to math while you're doing it so you can remember how to do a problem.
So So, and I've heard that from a couple of students today, that learning math through games has been a real game changer for them, that playing the game adds enough element of excitement and engagement that it makes math fun.
That is very true.
All right, great. Other things your teachers are doing, anything off the top of your head?
In English, they have this app called Notebook, and in your table of contents is a list of hyperlinks that takes you right to the note you want to open, and it saves automatically just like a phone.
Huh. Oh, wow. So it sounds like, and again, we've heard this today, you're using some things for sort of content, learning math, but you're also using things that are skills you'll use later in life. Like that notebook sounds like something I could really be able to use to be able to find all the stuff I save and move around.
Definitely.
So how about a favorite project? Any favorite projects you've done, and it doesn't necessarily have to be this year?
I'd say one of my favorite projects that we've done was in Tech Ed class, where we had to use a software called GIMP. And so what we had to do was we had to make this whole project, and we had to make a keychain with it. And so this is actually my keychain that I made.
Oh, wow.
So we had to use a digital software to create it, and then put our pictures on it. And so it took a very long time, which was surprising to me, but it turned out really, really fun. So I would definitely say that's one of my favorite projects.
And what was the software again? GIMP?
GIMP, yes.
GIMP. Okay. I'm learning a lot today, too. How about the other two? Favorite projects you did?
In English class, we had made the Utopia, because we were reading a book called Frederick, and their Utopia was apparently perfect, but really wasn't.
Okay.
In our world, it was perfect.
Whoa. Okay, sorry, gotten a little feedback there. Go ahead.
So we had the Utopia, and they had to make it our version of perfect.
Okay, good. And what did you use to make your Utopia?
Google Slides.
Oh, okay. And Camden, how about you?
One of my favorite projects was in English. We had to make a short story, and I felt like using Google Docs, and using Google Docs it has greatly helped how I write. Because my peers are able to help me, they're able to read it, they're able to revise it, and they're able to give me feedback on how they thought it was and what needs fixing. And my teacher is able to do that as well. I ended up having 12 pages on that short story because it was just a blast to write.
Nice, nice. It is nice to be able to start from writing, typing, isn't it? So that you, as you mentioned, all the erasing and those sorts of things all happens virtually. But it's that collaboration piece that I think is really the great part, that everybody can come in and look at it. Probably your family can look at it as well, provide feedback, see how you work through it, and give you that kind of input. So congratulations. Is your story published anywhere that we could link to it or share it with people?
I believe it's in my drive, and
Oh, okay.
I'm the owner of it now, so I don't really know exactly.
Right.
I can tell you though that in my Google Docs page, I have about 40 untitled documents that I'm completely writing. And, yeah, it's a stress reliever. I do it sometimes when I'm at home and I'm doing nothing. Like, okay,
Okay.
So,
Great. So one of the questions we wanted to ask all of you was, and we do have some folks viewing this right now, we're also recording it and it'll be archived. This is kind of your chance to tell the rest of us, leaders, teachers, other educators, what do you want us to know about technology in terms of any issues that you've encountered? What kind of changes might we make? I mean, it sounds like Frederick County is doing a lot for you already, but what changes might we make to make it even better?
I think one of the changes that you can Wi-Fi more available in schools because there are complete dead zones where it takes at least half the period just to load one page. And so there's a lot of traffic, and sometimes it gets extremely tedious, especially in our choir room when we're trying to look up songs. There's only like 3 people able to do it, and then the rest of us have to wait forever. But otherwise, I think everything's great. I mean, I wish that some sites were not so blocked, so that we could do a little bit more research here and there, but otherwise I think it's good.
All right, so more bandwidth. I've heard that at least once today. What else?
I'm gonna branch off what Dave said. The internet does go dead a lot. Like, once there's just this slight bit of traffic, it goes right out of there, and it's completely gone. And another thing that he was saying was blockage, like the blockage of sites. It's I'm beginning to think it's a little ridiculous because some things, I don't mean to be rude, but it gets a little bit frustrating when you're trying to access a site that is education-based, but it may be based on by the state, and they don't approve of it, so you cannot access that. Even, like, because I've been in a few situations where teachers told us to go somewhere, and then the video or the website is blocked. We can't. So they would have to put it up on their screen. And another thing I would have to say that charging is becoming an issue. A lot of people are coming in with uncharged Chromebooks, and they'll need to charge, and it's becoming a discipline.
Yes, when you get older and you go to airports, you will see that charging is a problem as well. People are sort of pushing people out of the way to get to the 1 or 2 plugs in the airport because their batteries have died on the plane. So yes, that wireless electricity is really on my to-do list. Any other comments? Things that you want us to know about making technology better?
My Facebook website and Google Images I've had a problem with because when you try putting in, you get all these random images that have nothing to do with what you want in.
Interesting.
I've been putting in some random thing.
Right. Huh.
There's this like spherical thing, and it actually has good images, and they block that.
Okay. Yeah, so blocking is required by law. Your school division's probably doing the best they can, but there are people who would argue that we should give you access, but then hold you responsible for what you do. So it sounds like you're coming down on the let's have better access, and we'll just be responsible human beings who won't do things we're not supposed to do.
I like that idea.
Do you like that idea?
I have a little argument to go on of that whole access thing because government is brought up and make it so that they cannot be tracked. The far off. People are using that from the Chrome web store and they're being able to not be viewed on the forest, so they're going on things that aren't appropriate.
Interesting. So you found a workaround to the filter. That's been what children have been doing for generations now since we started a filter. Interesting.
I don't do that myself, but I know.
Good. But you know people who do. Yes, they do. So, well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us, and a big shout out to your teacher who I see there in another window. We really appreciate you bringing your students in to share a little bit about technology with us. And I know my next group is there. I see Tyler in his room. Yay, Tyler. So thank you so much, folks. I hope you had as much fun as I do, and go forth and have a great digital learning day.
Thank you. You do it the same. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Mrs. Hedrick. Very good. All right. So, boy, we're rolling right along here today, and it seems like we're still broadcasting and all's going well. I'm very excited. So I am glad to welcome in Tyler Hart, who will tell you what his title is because I can never remember. But these are fourth grade students from Sandston Elementary School in Henrico County. I know their teacher is Mrs. Richards. And Tyler, I'm going to turn it over to you if they can introduce themselves and tell us grade levels and that kind of stuff. I see you have a whole group there.
This is our whole fourth grade class, Miss Richards' class. So we're going to do a whole interview. And Miss Richards, when you ask questions, she's going to have other kids come up and sit in this chair right here so we can get perspective from like the whole class, and then everybody can participate today.
Okay, good. So maybe we'll skip the introducing yourself until you come up and sit in the big chair. How about that?
Like that.
So our first big question is, I think what everybody's interested in is, how has technology helped the students in their studies, in their learning?
Well, I'm going to pass it over here to Miss Richards. She's going to bring some students in, and we'll get some awesome answers.
Hands in the back.
Yeah, right.
All right, great.
So I'll bring in a few students. I'll bring one at a time, and if you want to just have conversations with them, and then I can pick another.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Perfect. Bring them on.
Angelica, why don't you come in the seat? So how has it helped you? Peyton, you can come on in. Both you guys can sit. So Angelica, you can talk first, and then Peyton, you can sit.
Great.
Say hi to them.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So we know you're in fourth grade. Tell us your first name, and then go ahead and tell us how technology has helped you learn.
My name's Angelica, and it has helped us have fun and learning at the same time, so it's not boring.
Okay.
Well, just like as Angelica said, like our math apps, like one of our math apps called Math Heroes, we're like beating levels to get to the bad guys, and we're also learning at the same time as we beat the levels.
So I have heard that from almost every group of students that I have talked to today. Math is more fun when it's a game.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am. You
Yes,
did.
ma'am.
And do you think it's really helped you learn too? So you're engaged, but you're also learning. Do you feel like you've learned math better in fourth grade because of that?
Yes, ma'am.
How exciting! So what are your favorite projects? How about that? Since we have the two of you in the hot seats, what are some of the favorite things you've done with technology?
Solar system projects.
And tell me about what you did with the solar system project.
You had to look up information about the solar system project, and you choose a planet and you look up information about that planet, and then you have to find something fun to do with that, and you do that so you can give information to other kids.
And what fun thing did you do with that?
Because you can on Google Slides you can choose your background, and you get to choose the color and font.
Okay, great. And how about our other friend there? What was your favorite project?
My favorite project was the solar system too.
Okay. And did you make a Google Slides as well?
I actually use Edit Creations.
Oh, okay. So tell us a little about EduCreations.
I meant explain everything.
Oh, okay. So tell us a little about that. How does that work?
Well, first you go on this website where you can find a bunch of pictures for whatever you need, and you just type in it, and then you find the picture that you want to, and you just press on it, and wait until some comes up, says save. You hit save and click Edit Creations or explain everything. Sorry, and then once you do a page, add a page to your whole thing,
you can press the button that looks like a mountain and sunrise, something like that, which has all kinds of pictures, and then once you see that picture, you just click on it, and it just comes up on the paper.
And then you get to
And
record
could you record your voice too?
You can.
And that probably made it extra fun, right? To be able to talk into the computer and then hear it play back.
Yes, ma'am.
I was thinking about bringing 2 more students for a different perspective.
Perfect.
Okay with you?
Yep, great.
2 other students that feel like they have a lot to say. Okay, Beth, you can come on down, and Keegan, come on down. We'll keep you a boy, girl. All right, why don't you guys introduce yourself to Dr. Richardson?
So just tell us your first names.
Keegan. I'm Keegan.
My name is Beth.
Okay, and so what do you want to tell us about technology? You've heard my questions to the other students. So what kind of things are you doing with technology, and what are your favorite things to do?
My favorite thing to do is like go on these websites and we can do multiplication problems, division, and subtraction and addition, all those games and stuff. It's really cool and it helps me learn.
Great.
Some of my favorite things to do is the fact that we can go on Google Slides and we can make things and show people how much we've learned, all that good stuff.
And any favorite projects? We've heard about the solar system. Were there any other favorite projects that you've done?
Solar system was my favorite project.
Number 1.
One of mine would be, it was last year though. We had to go on this app, and you had to make this animal, like it could be half penguin, half any animal, like have an animal's tail, and you have to list how it survived in the wild.
Oh, nice. So what kind of animal did you create?
I made like a half lion, tiger, alligator, stingray.
And that's amazing. That's an amazing animal. Good for you. And then did you write about your animal?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Very good. So anything else you want to say to us before we bring up 2 more students? I suspect there's more back there who would love to come up.
Anything else that you remember? Anything else that you want to share with her about how to improve technology or anything like that?
I think that it would be cool if the kids could make the apps for learning, so that since adults don't usually know what the kids need to learn, kids usually do, so they could make it and all the kids in their class can play it.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Go ahead, Keegan.
And this could be this thing where a teacher can just press a button and all the students, and if they don't follow directions, if they might like get their iPad and just sneak on something else, the teacher can just press a button and they'll go to that app that the teacher wants them to be on.
All right, so a little more control for the teacher, but it sounds like a little more control for the students too.
All right. Is there Christian and Mackenzie? We're going to do boy girl. Remember, you should have an idea in your head for Dr. Richardson.
My name's Mackenzie, and how technology helps us is because if we can't see something on our iPad, then Ms. Richard can just put it up on the board, and we can see it.
Okay, good. And our other chair, if you can scoot in a little bit. There we go.
My name is Christian, and the thing that I love most about our technology is that we have an app called, well, it's like a little website called Myon, where we get to read most of our favorite books and chapter books.
Okay, so you're reading a book, but you're doing it on an iPad. And why do you like that better than reading a book?
Well, because sometimes if I have a book in mind, sometimes it's hard to find it, but if you go to the search button on Myon, it could be easy to find.
Oh, okay, good, good. I like that. So how about, I'm going to challenge you guys with the question that your teacher actually sort of asked the last group too. So we're broadcasting this live and we'll have it archived on the internet. What do you want to say to leaders, to other educators, to grown-ups about using technology in schools? Are there issues that we need to address to make it better for you?
No.
No.
You're happy campers. All right. We like to hear that. How about favorite projects? Either one of you have a favorite project?
I do.
And I do.
Mine is the solar system project.
Everybody loved that. So did you use Google Slides or explain everything?
I actually used iFunface when you could take a picture of whoever that you want to speak, and then you could put hats on them, and then you could speak in it, and then
And what was that called?
iFunface Pro.
iFunface Pro. That's a new one for me. I'm learning a lot today. And how about you? Favorite project?
We did it last year in 4th grade. It's the cereal box project where we had to, it was a cereal, we had to make our own cereal box and we had to write. And our teacher gave us things that we had to write about it. And we wrote some stuff about our life.
Oh, okay. Based on your cereal box? Very interesting.
Questions that she gave us.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. How about two more? I think we've got time for two more students. Thank you so much.
Calvin and Dylan, come on down. I was calling some friends who are sitting nicely. So anything that Dr. Richardson hasn't heard, so try to think of some things that you wanted to say that to voice, your thoughts that she hasn't already heard.
So tell me about you in technology. I'll start. Are you Minecrafters?
Yes. Yes.
So do you Minecraft in school?
No. No.
So if you were going to make a case to your teacher for using Minecraft in school, what kind of stuff could you do in Minecraft that would help you learn better in school?
There, like math. There could be math on Minecraft.
How could there be math in Minecraft? I Minecraft a little myself. I know it's hard to believe that someone my advanced age, but how could Minecraft work with math?
I would say you had to solve a math problem before you break a block.
Oh, okay, so make it a game. But what about Minecraft itself? What about those blocks? Are you learning anything in math that has to do with blocks?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Like what?
If you can add to blocks. If you have a little bit, you can get more at the same time.
Okay. What other classes might you use Minecraft in? Let's make the argument, and then we'll write a letter and we'll send it to you, the Henrico County administration. I want to use Minecraft in school. Why?
So we can learn and have fun at the same time.
Okay, good. We've heard a lot of that. What else could you do in Minecraft? Like, how about language arts? Are you reading books?
Yes.
Yes.
And what could you do in Minecraft with those books?
You can write a book.
You can write a book.
All right, good, good. So what kind of things do you do in Minecraft when you're not in school?
Build.
And what kind of stuff do you build?
What kind of stuff do you build?
Well, houses
and ships.
Oh, does your ship go? Does it run? I haven't built a boat
No.
or a ship. No. Have you built a roller coaster?
Yes.
Aren't they fun? I built a roller coaster. It was fun to make it go up and down. So you learned a little bit about electricity and power when you built your roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
Because you had to be able to power the cart to go up the roller coaster. So anything else you want to tell me about technology in school? You guys get the last minute here.
And you guys both came from schools where they didn't have iPads, and because you guys were new to Sanston.
So what's it like to be there now?
It's fun, but somewhat the same thing with the computers.
Say that again.
It's fun, but it's somewhat the same thing with the computers.
So you're still learning stuff. It's just that you're using a computer to learn it.
Yes.
And why does that make it more fun?
Well, we never got to get on Google Slides at my old school.
Okay. And what do you like about Google Slides?
It shows us slides that we can learn off of.
And you can pick a picture to go with the background, and it can be any picture.
Okay. So you like making stuff with technology, it sounds like. When you get a chance to make it, that's the fun part. Well, I would like to say thank you to Mrs. Richards and Mr. Hart and the whole class at Sandstone Elementary for coming and joining us today. You'll be able to watch yourselves on YouTube in a little while. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
What website?
I'll get you the link. All right, which brings us to our next group. We're rolling right along here today. So I am pleased to welcome in Rob, Carey, and Nicholas. Oh, Nicholas, I should have practiced your name ahead of time. And I believe these are fourth graders from Falls Church City Schools. Does somebody want to give us an introduction here?
Yes, hi, everybody wave. Hi, Dr. Richardson. My name is Rob Carey, and this is my fourth grade class at Thomas Jefferson Elementary School in Falls Church City.
Welcome, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
We're thrilled to be here. So I had sent along a list of questions, and we can certainly start with those. Mostly I'm just interested in hearing from you folks about how you're using technology in school, how it's made a difference in how you learn, and then maybe some of the fun stuff you're doing outside. I think you came in soon enough that you could hear the other interview. So who wants to get us started with how technology is helping you in your studies at school?
So we're going to start. So I did talk about some of the questions with the students.
Great.
So we're going to start with Ethan. Ethan's going to come up and talk about something that helps him. Come on.
Excellent. Welcome, Ethan.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Something that helps me is Khan Academy, which is a program that helps me get access to topics in school that I might not have access to.
Oh, that's great. So, and why is Khan Academy so helpful to you?
Well, there are lots of subjects that I don't really have access to in normal life. Like without computers, I wouldn't have got information about that topic.
Okay. And do you do just school topics, or do you explore other things?
Sometimes I go on to other topics at home, but I also do the topics at school.
Great. All right, good. Anybody else going to share with us about what helped them with their studies?
Yeah, so Remy has a story to share.
Great. Hi, Remy.
Hi. Yesterday, so it was a snow day, and so on Google Docs, I was writing a story, and then I shared it with Mr. Carey, and then I got feedback from him.
How exciting. So it was a snow day, but you were doing work.
On the computer.
That's neat. And so that ability to get that feedback, and you could keep working on it. So are you writing the story for school?
Nope.
Just for fun, and then you shared it with your teacher just for fun?
Yep, and then I got feedback.
That is great. I love that story. And I see someone standing beside you.
Yep, this is Mia.
Hey, Mia.
Hi.
So what do you have to tell us?
Well, I was going to tell you about how it can help you for, like, let's say me and Remy were both on the computer. We could talk about something, maybe,
Communication, collaboration.
We would communicate about maybe the subject, like science, maybe, and technology, but without actually talking to each other in person. Yeah.
Nice. Well, and I think it's so exciting for me because I am old, and so in my day I would have had to write my story in a notebook and then probably get it, type it up and maybe make copies of it in order to just be able to share it with someone. And you all can just type in there and share it with your teacher, or as you said, share it with your friends and have instant collaboration. It's very exciting for people of my generation, but it sounds like it's exciting for you too.
Yep. All right, you guys.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Good stories about helping you with your studies?
Yeah, so Ben wants to share.
All right, Ben.
Yep, so this is talking about when we didn't have technology and kind of what has changed.
Okay, Ben, I got you started on that.
Okay. It helps us access to what we didn't have when we didn't have technology. And it also helps us work together and helps bring creativity out of students like me.
So Ben, when did you first get technology? Or when's your first memory of having technology in school?
When I was in 2nd grade.
Oh, okay. So you do have some change. So how does it help your creativity?
It usually helps me because it gives me access to more things that I would usually have to search, just look around the room for, and it would give me new thoughts on what I could do.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Awesome, thanks, Ben.
Well, thanks, Ben. Yes, go ahead. Keep going. I love how you guys have organized this. I'm excited. I'm just going to let you roll.
Yeah, so we have a couple students that want to share some specific projects or activities that we did.
Great.
And kind of the impact that technology had on it. So we'll start with Catherine and Ariana, and they'll come up together, and they both have separate things to share.
Okay, go for it. Welcome.
We got a Raspberry Pi donation, and we put it together, and we downloaded Minecraft on it, and yeah.
Fun.
And my name's Ariana, and what I'm talking about is this Pringle project that we did. So we had to build up, we had to get recyclable things, and we had to make a box, and we had to put a Pringle inside and send it to Michigan. And when they got the boxes, we Skyped with them, and we saw if our Pringle chipped or if it was fully intact. And part of the time we built the box at Steam, and then later on we did it in our classroom.
So did your Pringle break? The world wants to know.
Well, I don't know about everybody else. I don't remember.
Most of us.
Most of us did. Me and my partner. Oh, most of us didn't. Most of ours did, and some of ours did, some of ours didn't. Me and my partner, we only got like a teeny tiny chip in ours.
So what was the secret if I want to mail a Pringle to someone?
Put lots and lots of stuff, soft stuff, in the box.
Okay. And did you wrap the Pringle in something?
We wrapped ours in bubble wrap, and tissue, and then we put cotton balls around it and everything.
Okay, neat. And I have just started playing with my Raspberry Pi, but I have not got to the point of downloading Minecraft on it. I hadn't even thought about doing that.
Yeah, but a lot of people have already made houses and everything.
Nice. Well, very exciting. Okay, great. Thanks, ladies. Who's next?
So we have Ella and Piper.
Great.
They're going to share some different stuff that they love about technology in the classrooms.
Perfect.
What I love about technology is that you can go on a website, we go on Tinkercad and make things, and you we can 3D print things in and it helps us because it makes it brings creativity out of it, and we can actually feel the things instead of just look at it on a screen.
So what did you print on your 3D printer?
I printed a car.
Oh, okay.
We have one at school.
Nice.
Yeah, Mr. Badges drives it to work every day.
Oh.
So Piper's going to share her thoughts about coding in the classroom.
Oh, good.
I like coding because after we do it, we can do a lot of new stuff. We can make a lot of stuff. Like we can make games for people to play, and we can do a lot of stuff on it.
And what are you using to code?
The computer.
Or what program?
But what program?
Code.org.
Oh, okay, great. I've played around a little bit with that. And so you've made a game. Have you made games?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Some people, some students have. And then Noah is going to share one last thing.
Great. Come on up, Noah. Thanks, ladies.
So we got to explore some of the world with Google Expeditions, places like Tokyo and the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, great. So the expeditions, are they the ones that use the sorry, I asked questions. Are they the ones that use the goggles?
Yes, like the Google Cardboard.
Right, cardboard, that's what they're called, exactly. So we have a couple of those floating around. Okay, cool. So we have just a few more minutes. Who else do we have?
So that's it on students that wanted to share a project, but we have Gavin and William that could handle the last two questions.
Excellent.
About some issues that they see and some ways to fix it.
Excellent. All right, so this is the big part. We are broadcasting this live. We are archiving it for the future. This is your chance to tell leaders, teachers, other people issues with the technology, but then also your vision of the future. So bring us on home, gentlemen.
Well, someone asked, let's say somebody asked, how are we going to get internet around the world, one day? And so I thought, okay, that could be pretty cool if every place got internet. So one day, maybe, let's say I had a friend in Africa and there wasn't internet there. Well, maybe one day they can get internet in that spot. So yeah, that's my
All right, so more internet. We need more internet in the world.
What I think for the future, what could be cool about technology in the future is we could have devices that didn't need to be charged, so we can just walk around. They didn't need to be charged.
So here is my challenge for you, and I said this to the other group as well. I have been complaining about needing wireless electricity for a very long time. I have Wi-Fi. I can get connected in Starbucks and the grocery store and who knows what else. But I'm with you. Once my battery dies, I've got to find a plug. So you guys are in 4th grade. You've got a whole lifetime ahead of you. I challenge you to create wireless electricity. Can you do that for me?
Yes.
You want me to accept that challenge, guys?
Yes! All right. Well, look, anybody else out there who wants to share?
Karen? Karen, this is Tim. Yeah, we have a question actually from the Google Plus community.
Oh, great. Go ahead. So my co-moderator here has a question for you guys.
They want to know, have they written up their experiences with the Pringles project for other teachers to share and learn from?
So we did blog about our Pringles project, and we can get you the link. We blogged through Google Docs, so we can get you that link.
That would be terrific. Any way to share that with the rest of the world is really great.
Yeah, we will. We will do that. It was an awesome project. They loved it.
Perfect. Yes, please send all that along to me because I'm already figuring we'll do a Visti blog entry with links to the archives as well as links to any of the student projects and things. So thanks very much for thinking of that, Tim, and for whoever asked us that in the Google Plus community. All right. Anybody else out there in our fourth grade class that wants to share?
Henry, you have a question, or you wanted to say something? We have Henry that he wants to comment.
Hi, Henry.
I think that for the future, maybe we can try Minecraft for education.
Yeah, so Henry's big on Minecraft for education. So he loves the usefulness of how we can use it in the classroom. So he wants to explore more ideas with that.
And I would suggest, Henry, and then we're going to turn it over to our next guest, but Visti actually did a webinar with some teachers who are using Minecraft. If you do some Googling or some searching, you will find that there are schools where they're integrating Minecraft in math. It helps you with concepts like perimeter and volume and so on. I know some language arts teachers who are having their students build the settings of the books that they read. So you read The Hunger Games and you recreate the stadium, as well as science teachers who are dealing with the redstone and things like physics and so on. And so there's lots of great possibilities. History, I don't even want to get started on the Parthenon buildings that I've seen and so on and so forth. So I think you could make a pretty good case for integrating Minecraft in education, and I'd be happy to help you work on that because that's one of the focuses of our organization. We think it's a really powerful learning program, and sometimes all grown-ups see is you're playing a game. But if you get into creative mode, you can do some really cool things with it. So I think that's a great idea, Henry. You're welcome. Well, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciated the opportunity to talk to you. If you'll share your blog link about the Pringles project, I think that'd be awesome. You guys have a great rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, gentlemen, for bringing them in. I really appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Great.
Bye-bye.
We are down to our last segment, and we're very sorry to say that the Bath County schools are out today, and so the students are unable to join us, but we are joined by Ed Ozels, and Ed, I think I've just known you forever and ever, and your kids did such a great job at the conference. So mostly, Ed, I guess for our purposes as an adult, tell us some of the things you're doing with your students and technology.
Okay, first thing I'm doing with my students is the KidWin project, our wind turbine design project, and the students have to design a wind turbine that's going to compete against other wind turbines and generate the most electricity. It's really amazing the amount of work that goes into something like that because the students are using math that in a real world format. All those things they teach you in math, and the students ask, well, when am I ever going to use this? They're using it when they're building the wind turbines. They're designing 3D gears for the wind turbine on the computer and printing them out on a 3D printer. So our 3D printer is being used again for real world things as opposed to going online and finding a toy or something like that and printing it out. And I think that's an important use for it. It allows us to print out something and see whether it will work or not, and if not, then we're able to quickly go back to the drawing board, make the changes that we're supposed to be making, and then get something that works. I teach programming, and my personal feeling is that every student should have to take a programming class because it teaches you a new way to think. I think the students need to have problems where they have to come up with unique solutions to in order to utilize the information that they're learning in all the rest of their classes, and I think the programming does that. I have a robotics team that I'm real excited about. We compete in the First Tech Challenge. We've competed now for 2 years. Our second year was a lot better than our first year. we have good sponsorship with it, and that I'm happy about. One of the things that my students are learning, the first last year was the first time we participated in KidWind, and we got there, and during transporting the wind turbine, the gears got damaged, and we had to make changes there on the floor in order for the wind turbine to be used. And it was one of those times where, as a teacher, you just stand back and let the kids solve the problem because they were able to. Again, with the robotics team, we went with the robot complete, but with the software not complete. We got to the competition, and the students were able to get some help and get us a functioning robot. And so that was really exciting to see. With both the robotics competition and with the wind turbine competition, the students have to create a written log of everything that they've done, and then they have to go before judges and answer questions. And all that neat stuff that they're learning in English classes comes to the forefront here. Nothing exists in isolation. With the wind turbine project, I'm working with engineering teacher and with a carpentry teacher and with a business ed teacher. And all of us have students that put something into the project. And the students have to learn to work together as a team in order to come up with something that's functioning. And it's really wonderful because, this year we're going to take 2 teams with us, and we have some really neat designs out there that are going to be competing the beginning of next month in order to have the opportunity to go with us to Virginia Beach. It's really neat to be walking down the hall and have a student stop me and say, this is what I thought of for my wind turbine. So that's a whole lot of fun. Student last year, who was on last year's team, decided that he was going to go into renewable energy as a direct result of participation in the program. I have another student on the team this year that is going to be going to ODU next year in engineering. So working with technology like this is making a difference in the students' lives.
That's great, and I love all the things I'm hearing that we've talked about for a long time. That cross curriculum. I feel like testing sometimes put everything into a silo, but the fact that these kinds of projects tap into those language arts skills and the math skills and the business teacher and the woodshop teacher. Who would have ever thought that all 4 of those folks, would kind of be working together on a project? And I think that must be really exciting for your kids to see how what they're learning in one class impacts what they're learning and doing in another class.
Yeah, it is. Because I have students now that tell me that they realize now finally what they were learning in math. Last year's wind turbine required that we cut out 2 big circles out of wood, and then our blades, we had 8 blades, and they had to be spaced equal distance apart on the circles, and then they had to be all at the same angle relative to the circle, and that was on both sides of the turbine. And that's just just one area where they were utilizing their knowledge.
Right. And I've been sort of recommending this to everybody, but particularly for you and your students because of the work you're doing. I just got done reading David McCullough's story of the Wright brothers creating the plane. I think it should be required reading for anybody who's doing this kind of making work, because they didn't just build it and fly it. There were years of trying and testing. One of them was really hurt in a crash, but the kind of thing you're talking about, that it's not always perfect the first time. We have to tinker with it. We have to figure out how to make it better. We have to apply those math skills and so on. And so it's a great book I think your kids would really enjoy, just to see how those two people that we think of as these major innovators lived through a lot of try and try again.
Yeah, if that book's not in the library, I'm going to make sure that we do get it in the library.
Yeah, good. That's great. So with the couple minutes we have left, though, Ed, I'm going to do a little bit of advocacy work, I think, too. So tell us why your students, even though they could have certainly joined us, tell me what you told me about when I said, well, why don't you have them come in from home?
Well, unfortunately, I live in Bath County, and we're up in the mountains. There's only about 4,000 year-round residents here. Our internet service is just not real good. A lot of kids don't have internet. Kids that do have internet, they don't have the speed that you need to do something like this. So it really is a challenge for us at the school, because we need the kids to be digitally literate, and a really big part of that is being able to have internet access, not only at school but at home.
And I have learned that myself, moving to a rural community. I really had taken cable and broadband access for granted until I moved across the river, and for the first year and a half used Verizon MiFi as my access, and then was able to get DSL, but it still has its struggles with it. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that we confront in terms of digital equity in this state, is making sure that all kids have access at home, at school. It's the way to really be able to extend the work that they're doing.
Yeah, I agree completely. Completely.
So I think it's the big challenge for us going forward, is to figure out how to get it to the mountains. And I know it's not necessarily financially feasible, but I'm thinking back to the days of everybody needed a telephone. It seems like nowadays, to really be, as you said, digitally literate, everybody needs good internet access as well.
Well, I agree, and even though it's not economically feasible, it's not economically feasible to put roads in our county either. I highly doubt that we generate enough taxes here, road taxes, to build the roads that we have. If we want to be competitive with the Chinese and with the Indians, our students have to have internet access. It's an imperative, and it's high-speed internet access, not just internet access, but something that allows them to get out there and be a part of the world.
And I think I'm going to leave it right there, Ed, because I don't think I could have said it any better than you did. So I appreciate that you're willing to come in. I promised you that we're going to find a chance when there's no snow and bad weather to get your kids to come in, because I loved talking to them at the conference about their wind turbine especially. They were so excited, but they were also very able to articulate what they had done, and they understood the science and the math behind it. And so it was an exciting project to see. So thanks very much for joining us. Go off and enjoy the rest of your, is it snow day? Is that the issue, snow?
Yes, the roads were icy this morning. We had snow on Monday. The snow melted yesterday, but the roads refroze overnight, and they didn't thaw in time to get the kids to school. So.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Ed. It was great to see you. And for folks who might be viewing, we are going to take a short lunch break here, and then we will be back at 1 o'clock with Bobby Keener, the Chief Technology Innovations Officer for the Virginia Department of Education. So thanks, everybody, for coming, and we'll get started again at 1 o'clock. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Tim, for your wonderful moderating, and I'll see everybody in about an hour.
Thank you.
Bye.